In today's episode, we'll cover Issei Sagawa, who was arrested in Paris in 1981 after committing a crime so unsettling that it stunned both France and Japan. It's a case that raises questions about justice, sanity, and just how far someone can go when they have a hunger for success. Was Issei born this way, or shaped into the monster he became? I'm Ben.
I'm Logan.
And this is Tinfoil Talk. So, per your request, you have left the beer in the bag for our now pretty coveted beer review that we do every week. So let's see the grand reveal.
Hold on.
Hold
on.
Okay.
Before we go any further.
Okay.
I can't do you like that, okay?
All right. What are you doing? Oh my God, they're here?
The shirts are here, baby.
They're here?
They are here.
Oh my God. He's just revealed to me the Tinfoil Talk t-shirts live. I was wondering why you had a hoodie on, dude. It's 90 degrees outside. This is so exciting. This is happening live in action right now.
This is the plan the whole time. I wanted you to see it for the first time live and on air.
This is a genuine surprise.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
super pumped up right now. We're going to have to stop recording in a minute so I can put this on.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We will have to take pictures of this, post it to the gram.
Yeah, for sure.
This
Definitely.
is wonderful. Okay. I'm going to do a quick jump cut.
Okay.
All right. Just a quick little jump cut there. Just blew my freaking
Hell
socks off my feet.
Yeah.
We have t-shirts. I've been informed of a grammatical error. Well, not grammatical error, but an error.
Yep.
With the dates. It doesn't matter.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
These shirts are not for sale. Sorry. If you really want one,
Let us know.
let us know.
We'll get you one.
Yeah, we'll order you one.
Yeah. They're not,
No, not for sale. This is just something we wanted to do, test the waters.
For sure.
Super cool. We'll put a picture on the socials. But yeah,
Now then.
our podcast on a t-shirt. Let's drink some beer.
Now then, before you interrupted me
Yep.
with this grand shirt reveal, I was about to lay out the fact that you have also shrouded the identity of this beer.
Correct.
It's still in the bag.
Still is in the bag. Yeah.
I'm going to reach in and just grab. Is it a bottle or a can?
It's a bottle.
Okay, I'm going to reach in and just grab it. Pull
Okay.
it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm reaching in. What have we here? Oh. Andygator.
Andygator?
Abita Brewing Andygator.
Yeah. So Abita has a delightful wheat ale. So I'm familiar with the brand. I've never had this.
Okay.
It looks tasty.
These are not screw caps.
They're not?
No, sir.
Well, that's why I have this bottle opener.
Ah, wonderful.
Yep.
You thought ahead.
Sure did.
So, yeah, we'll go ahead and, okay. Beers are open. Another little jump cut there. We've successfully executed 2 jump cuts. So, Abita Brewing Andygator 12-ounce glass bottle. Absolutely thrilling graphics on this bottle.
That's really cool.
I'm really liking this. 8% alcohol.
8% alcohol.
I'm liking that. I'm going to get a whiff.
Abita Brewing Company, LLC, Abita Springs, Louisiana.
Ooh. Go Tigers.
So,
Smells really good.
that smells great.
I'm enticed by the smell. I'll let you go first. This is your baby. Lay it on us. Good?
It's different, but I do really like that.
Okay. I'm going to go in for my debut sippage.
Goodness.
That has a pungent aftertaste. It went from the initial sip was pretty calm. Then it was smooth going down, and then my mouth just was lit up after it went down. That was really good. I like
This was incredibly smooth. Wow.
I'm a fan of this. Abita Brewing, Andygator in Louisiana.
Yeah.
I am a fan.
You, the wheat ale, the Abita wheat ale, just, I guess it's like a plain, it's a plain bottle, plain yellow label. It is phenomenal.
It's not bad. I enjoy it thoroughly.
Oh yeah.
We will more than likely finish the 6-pack. We're going to go for junk cut number 3.
Okay.
So we can put those back in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we've beers back in the fridge.
It's in the freezer. Hey, we got to keep that cold.
Oh, you went freezer.
Oh yeah.
Freezer action.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect that.
Let me read this. Andygator is a fearsome beast. Don't let his toothy grin, slightly sweet flavor, and a subtle fruit aroma fool you. This cold-blooded creature is a Helles Doppelbock that can sneak up on you. This unique high-gravity brew is made with Pilsner malt, German lager yeast, and a German pearl hops. Sip, don't gulp, and taste the wild of Abita Andygator.
That was a pretty jam-packed paragraph there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of information given in not a lot of words.
Mm-hmm.
And I would agree. Before I even read that, I said this is a great sipper.
Yeah.
It's good.
I think that's our go-to for everything we've tried so far.
Well, we usually try some more stout malt.
Yeah.
You know, you don't chug or you don't drink those. You sip them.
Yeah.
We may go for something lighter here soon, you know. Yeah. Something you don't sip so much.
Like the Space Dust, which was phenomenal as well.
Mm-hmm. Have one of our higher ratings.
8%.
It's a stout one.
Dangerous combination.
This is a dangerous combination.
It is incredibly smooth.
It's really good.
Yeah. If you're sitting there, you know, you're thinking I want to be adventurous, and you see one of these Abita Brewing Andygators,
grab it.
Grab it. Give it a shot. You will not regret it.
100%. I'm gonna go 8.5 out of 10 here. I'm really liking this.
I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna meet you there at 8.5. This is great.
This is good. It would take a good bit more to get to that perfect rating.
Mm-hmm.
However, we are approaching. It would be hard, I would say, to get much better than this, probably at this price point.
So I don't want to brag or anything, but our 2 highest rated beers were supplied by yours truly.
Okay.
So step up your game.
All right. And that'll do it for today's episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. All right. So, Issei Sagawa.
Issei Sagawa.
You looked at anything? Are you going into this like
I saw keywords as I was printing off from the notes app today.
Okay.
That is as in-depth as I've gone.
Yeah.
Tell me all about him.
I will. Issei Sagawa was born on April 26th, 1949 in Kobe, Japan.
Kobe.
We're not even a sentence in, brother.
Sorry. It says Kobe right there. You got
It's
to...
Kobe.
Yeah, it's Kobe.
All right. Well,
let's go.
Rest in peace. Kobe, Japan, into a life of wealth and privilege. His father, Akira Sagawa, was a successful businessman. He was the president of Kurita Water Industries, and his grandfather was the senior editor for the Asahi Shimbun, which was one of Japan's most respected newspapers at the time. And it might still be. I didn't look into the grandfather's job. It may still be respected, but at the time it was also more respected.
Okay.
He and his siblings had around-the-clock care from nannies and butlers, and they also attended a private school. Each of them did.
Okay. So, rich kid, rich family?
Yes, very rich. Like, ultra wealthy.
Understood.
Maybe not to the case of, like, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, but, I mean...
Right.
Uber
Well
wealthy.
off. Didn't
Yes,
have to worry about anything.
Absolutely.
Okay, no red flags yet. Let's go on.
Sagawa was born premature and reportedly was small enough to fit in the palm of a hand. I read reports that he was born around 2 months early. Did not verify that. So let's just throw that out there. Throughout his life, it said he was weak, sickly, and physically unimpressive, standing 4 feet 9 inches tall at his peak as an adult. He was also noted to be extremely shy and introverted, not having many friends at any point in his life. 4 feet 9 inches tall.
That's crazy.
Little bitty.
Calls himself a man.
He's very small, man. Yeah, very small.
Okay.
Sagawa knew as a child that he was different than the other kids his age and any other person that he'd ever met, for that matter. By his own admission, he said he experienced cannibalistic fantasies ever since he was a child.
Okay, red flag number 1.
Yeah, I would, yeah, red flag for sure. He said the first time that he had the urge to eat human flesh was in the 1st grade, when he saw a classmate's thigh and imagined cutting off a piece and chewing on it. He also was kept in the dark about sex growing up, as it was a pretty taboo topic in 1950s Japan. So when he began having sexual fantasies as a kid and a younger teen, he didn't really understand them. He began experimenting with bestiality with the family dog, but according to him, he didn't enjoy it as much as he thought he would. Mostly just the thoughts of eating someone staying in the forefront of his mind.
And red flag number 2.
I would say that's probably red flags.
We ramped up
3 and 4. It went
crazy fast.
So I've listened to several documentaries and other podcasts over Issei, and he's like, and this will come up again, the case of like nurture versus nature.
Mm-hmm.
This seems to be cut and dry nature.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. I mean, and we'll get into that more.
So I do have a question.
Yeah.
We're getting all these accounts from him saying how he had these fantasies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess we wouldn't have a way to verify that.
It'll make more sense as we get later in the story about why he's so vocal and why his word is so commonly had.
What I'm getting at is Fred West, he also claimed to have these kind of fantasies. But his brother pretty much called his bullshit on that.
And that's true. There is no way to really verify this.
Okay.
I mean, other than the fact that he did do what he did. And which I don't want to give any spoilers away just yet, but you know, can't say he did, can't say he didn't. It's hard to prove, it's hard to disprove. It's one of those things where you either have to take his word for it or you just don't believe him.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah. So as he grew older, he began associating violence and sex with one another, fantasizing about killing and eating women, specifically Western women, which were the majority of his fantasies, saying later, and I quote, "What I wanted was to absorb their energy, their essence, by eating them. I was weak, they were strong. I wanted to become them." End quote.
Jesus.
Yeah. Very Ted Bundy-ish. So we'll get into his first and only really attempt and failure before committing his act. In 1977, while studying English literature in Japan, Sagawa followed a tall German woman back to her apartment in Tokyo. While she was sleeping, he broke in with absolutely no plan at all and attempted to slice off a piece of her butt with a knife, with the intentions of eating it. Obviously, she woke up and started screaming, and Sagawa wasn't able to go through with his plan. He was arrested pretty quickly after this, and charges were filed against him for first-degree rape. However, these were quickly dropped once his father got involved and paid a private settlement to the woman. At this time, he kept his intentions of eating her a secret and admitted that he was just there to rape, which is obviously a lie. There were no consequences whatsoever other than the rape charge that was eventually dropped from his record completely.
Hey, Dad, what the fuck?
So the dad didn't know either, according to Issei.
It doesn't matter.
You're right. But this happens all the time.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, it
doesn't make it right.
You're right. I mean, this kid
Like that.
grew up not really involved much with his parents, with his dad. I mean, just wealthy businessman. He was raised by nannies and butlers, so.
I don't like this immediately.
He's getting bailed. He's getting bailed out. He's now been shown that I can try to do this and get off with no reprimand.
If your child is shy and introverted, and his first, I guess, soiree in the social life is breaking in and admitting to trying to rape a woman, that you as a parent shouldn't bail him out.
Well, for us, yeah, but I think you put yourself in the mind of the ultra rich that aren't really connected to their kids. I don't think they really care. They just care more about the family name.
Okay.
So the dad's probably thinking, how can I make this go away? And he just throws money at it. Yeah. In a later interview, Sagawa stated that he took the failed attempt as a sign from the universe to try again, except this time he needed to make it perfect. In 1977, Sagawa moved to Paris, France, and enrolled at Sorbonne University, which is a research institute, to pursue his PhD in comparative literature. He lived alone in a small apartment in an upscale neighborhood near the Bois de Boulogne Park. I don't.
Nailed it. Great job.
Thank you. I'm sure I
No
really
notes.
did that right. He did not work and reportedly received a very large allowance from his father during this time. He frequented the red light districts, hired sex workers, and sometimes asked if he could bite them during sex. And in one case, he even admitted to taking it too far and drawing blood from one of the women. He also began following women on the street, fixating on certain body types, always tall, always healthy, and always Western.
It almost seems like his dad kind of just made him move to Paris, so he wouldn't risk, having to bail his own son out in his hometown again. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
I want you to hold on to that theory.
Okay.
And then we'll circle back to that here in about, a little bit more of the story.
Noted. Okay.
Okay. Just keep that theory pinned.
Got it.
In 1981, Sagawa met Renee Hartvelt, a 25-year-old Dutch student studying French literature and modern poetry. She was said to be bright, kind, spoke multiple languages, and beautiful, the embodiment of everything Sagawa fixated on: tall, blonde, and Western. She was fluent in German, English, and French, and reportedly aspired to become a diplomat or an academic. Sagawa, hiding behind his shy, awkward persona, befriended her under the pretense of studying German literature. He invited her over multiple times to help him translate his poetry, review coursework, and discuss literary themes. Sagawa's obsession with Renee grew more intense every time they hung out. He was not attracted to her in the traditional sense of how we think of attraction. He wanted to literally consume her. He claimed he didn't want to hurt her, only to, quote, possess her permanently. In his journals and in later interviews, Sagawa described wanting to absorb her energy, believing that eating her flesh would allow her beauty and strength to live on inside him. This really reminds me of Ted Bundy. He said a lot of the same stuff. Like, I'm not sure if you're super familiar with, like, Bundy's kind of mindset, but he said kind of along the same lines of, like, he wanted the essence of his people to... I may be thinking of John Wayne Gacy.
That sounds kind of like Zodiac.
Well, we don't know who Zodiac is.
We don't know. He was on the talk show and the letters.
I'm thinking of Dahmer. I'm sorry.
Dahmer?
Jeffrey Dahmer was the one who ate people, not Bundy. I apologize.
Bundy bit that woman, but I think he was a lust killer. I don't think he...
Yeah. It was Dahmer who ate
Dahmer?
people, yes.
Okay.
And he was the one who always claimed he wanted to, like, consume their energy and their essence.
We just ran through a few that we're probably going to cover at some point.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Bundy, Dahmer, Gacy, Zodiac for sure.
I would like to cover all four of those.
Zodiac is very high on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's one that's huge and also unsolved.
So mysterious. I love it.
So mysterious. All right, so Sagawa began making plans. He purchased a .22 caliber hunting rifle. He stockpiled tools, knives, plastic sheeting, and cleaning supplies. On June 11th, Sagawa invited Renee over to his apartment under the same harmless pretense as usual to help him with a German poem for a school assignment. He had already made up his mind that today was the day. He prepared for her wine, cheese, and a tape recorder. He wanted to capture her voice reading poetry, allegedly for his studies. Renee agreed, completely unaware of his intentions. He asked her to read a poem in German titled Der Erlkönig, a dark piece about a supernatural figure who lures children to their death. As she was reading, Sagawa retrieved his rifle from across the room and aimed it at the back of her head and pulled the trigger. The bullet entered her neck and hit her spine, killing her instantly. Sagawa stood motionless, just watching her lifeless body slump to the floor, later saying, quote, "I was overwhelmed by the reality of her presence and vulnerability." He then went to the kitchen, grabbed a butcher knife, and began what he called the slow ritual.
Dude.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So it was another thing that this raised a question for me that I couldn't have answered, and this may be something popped into your head or anybody that's listening. They live in upscale neighborhood, Paris, France, apartment building surrounded by other apartment buildings. Gunshot goes off.
Yeah.
Nobody hears it, says anything, calls the cops. That part's a mystery to me. I could not find an answer. The best answer I could find was a Reddit post saying that this was a super busy, super loud part of Paris, and that more than likely it just got lost in other noises.
But surely he has neighbors.
I mean, yeah, and this was in the middle of the day, too. This was like 4 p.m., I believe, one afternoon.
It is bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I found it odd.
I don't know. Maybe. Quick shot. Just... I don't know. That is odd.
I mean, if it's really loud there, because I've been to New York City, it's super loud. So if that's the case, I could see it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing to think about.
Were guns readily available in 1970s Paris?
Apparently. I mean, he bought a hunting rifle.
Okay.
Legally, as a student, I guess. I mean, he wasn't a citizen of France or anything.
I'm ignorant to France's gun rights situation.
I also am. But I assume it's probably a lot stricter than it is here.
Probably.
Yeah, okay.
That's interesting. That's something to take note of mentally.
For sure.
Yep.
So this next part, I do have a discretion warning. It's about to get pretty graphic. It's about to get pretty nasty and pretty weird. I left out some pieces that I see you reading and I see your face changing. Stop reading ahead. But some of this gets pretty dark, pretty nasty. Skip ahead maybe 10, 15, well, maybe like 10 minutes if you don't handle gore and things like that too well. Over the course of the next 48 hours, Sagawa dismembered, consumed, and sexually assaulted Renee's body. He removed several different body parts, wrapped them in plastic, and placed them into his fridge. He ate parts of her raw, other parts he cooked and prepared as if it were an everyday meal. He also documented the entire event, taking photos, which, by the way, are on the internet. Do not suggest you look them up.
Oh, you found them?
Mm-hmm. They're everywhere. You type in Issei Sagawa on Reddit, it's the first thing that comes up. They are horrific.
What's the matter with people? Why is that still around?
Just, I don't know. It's a human condition. Curiosity, I guess. He documented the entire event, took photos of her torso, her severed head, and her limbs. He later described this event as, quote, "It was perfect. She was soft, tasted like raw tuna, odorless and clean," end quote. He also repeatedly raped her body during this 48-hour time period, though later admitting the sexual arousal faded in favor of consumption. He claimed that the attraction and obsession was no longer erotic. Instead, it was metaphysical, stating that he, quote, "wanted to become one with Renee."
This is a living, breathing, real-life monster.
This is probably the greatest escalation I've ever seen with, like, a murder. You went from, and he's openly admitted that he has never killed anyone else other than Renee.
I believe it.
You do or don't?
I believe that,
You do? I think
sure.
I do too, yeah.
This is PSA. Have a relationship with your kids.
Yes.
This could have been found out much sooner before someone had to die.
And he was fucking the family dog.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if mom or dad had been home,
Yeah.
this might have been discovered.
Know your kids. Talk to your kids.
Or at the very least, keep an eye on them.
For sure.
Make sure they're not raping the family dog. Like, geez.
Check in every now and then. Make sure that's not going on.
Yeah.
I agree.
We might would have saved one life here had dad or mom just been around.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, and again, I left out a good bit. There's much more graphic and just straight up vile.
I think we got plenty. I think we're good.
And that's why I left it at where I did, yeah.
I think we're okay. Let's move on.
Well, yeah, as I was typing this part, it's the first time ever that I've been typing an outline and genuinely felt like kind of nauseous.
That was me with Fred and Rose.
Yeah. Like, this
It
made me
sick to my
feel
stomach.
This made me feel sick. Like talking about eat. Oh, never mind. Okay,
Yeah.
let's move on.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay. On June 13th, so 2 days later, Sagawa decided to dispose of the remaining body parts that he, quote, did not find appetizing. He packed Renee's arms, legs, and torso into 2 large suitcases, hopped into a cab, and told the driver to take him to the Bois de Boulogne Park next to his apartment, or down the street from his apartment. It's also worth noting he was too weak to lift these suitcases. Keep in mind, he's 4 feet 9 inches tall.
How did he get him into the cab?
Cab driver helps him.
Oh.
And this is Sagawa's word, so we take it for what it is. Apparently, the cab driver said, jokingly, "Man, what do you got? A body in here?"
Yikes.
Yeah.
Poor cab driver.
Yeah.
Eventually, he's gonna know, like, oh shit, I helped that guy.
I hope for his sake he never found out.
True. Yeah.
Because, I mean, this was, 50 years ago?
Yeah.
Hopefully, or like 40-ish years ago.
Well, it seems like the fallout happened relatively soon after this, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be big-time news in Paris.
It's going to be big-time news somewhere.
This cab driver's sitting at home.
He's like, oh,
news is on. He's like, fuck, dude, that was a body.
I made that joke and everything. Oh, Jesus. All right. So, yeah, he wanted to throw the suitcases into a lake that was there at the park. And as he was attempting to dispose of her body parts, obviously it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and bystanders started to notice. Sagawa ran back to his apartment, where he started consuming the remaining pieces of Renee that he kept in his fridge, and he was then caught and arrested once the police traced the suitcases back to him. His name was in the suitcases, and he left them there.
All he wanted to do was do what he did to this woman. He didn't think about the after in the slightest.
There's a quote here in about a minute and a half, and it says just that, actually.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's...
Yep.
I don't like that about myself.
Yeah. You're cracking this one wide open, bud. So once the police searched his apartment, they found the following: bloodstained knives, a fridge full of human meat, dozens of photos documenting the last 48 hours, books over cannibalism, and tape recorders of Renee reading poetry. Once he got news of this, Sagawa immediately confessed to murder, cannibalism, and mutilation of a corpse. And he didn't deny any of it, stating, quote, "I killed her just to eat her. That's all. That's the reason." So there's your, he did it just to do it.
That's all he wanted.
That's all he wanted.
He could give two shits if he ended up getting arrested for it.
Yeah.
He tossed these suitcases in what I'm assuming is a very popular park.
Think Times Square. Don't think Times Square. Think
Central Park?
maybe not quite that popular.
No? Okay.
Popular enough to where multiple people are going to notice what you got going on.
In any case, it's a park in a massive urban sprawl. So,
In an upscale.
yeah.
This is a rich area.
So you dump these suitcases with human remains. Your name is on the suitcases.
And there was blood, like, dripping out of these suitcases.
He didn't care at all.
He did not. I don't think...
He got what he wanted. That's the end of it for him.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happens next happens. Fuck it.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
So at this point, I know you don't read ahead, please.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you, from here on out, do not read ahead.
Okay, I will not read ahead.
Thank you. What do you think... I'm gonna get your opinion now. Mm-hmm. What do you think is going to happen to Issei after this?
See, because you asked that question...
No, don't take it as a leading question. I'm genuinely wondering.
I can't.
My answer would be he's going to go to jail.
Oh, I mean, sure. That's what you would assume.
Or be put in a mental institution in a straitjacket. And
I don't think either of those things are going to happen now.
What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, he should be probably put to death. Would be what I would do. However, because you're phrasing the question like this,
I'm simply asking you. I'm not phrasing the question anyway.
I think he's gonna get away with this shit.
You think he's gonna get away with it?
I think he's gonna get away with this
shit. It would take a miracle for him to get away with it.
See, but the way you just
Let's keep reading. There. So now we'll get into what happens once Issei Sagawa is in custody. In early 1983, Issei Sagawa was sent to the Paul Girard Psychiatric Hospital in the Paris suburb of Villejuif. I have no idea how to say this.
Say that again.
Villejuif? I don't know. That's whatever.
10 out of 10. No notes. Let's go.
He was sent there for evaluation. It was there where he was examined by 3 different health professionals who ultimately diagnosed him with schizoid personality disorder and a form of psychosis that they claimed made him unfit to stand trial. Their reasoning, he lacked full awareness of right and wrong at the time of the murder. His actions were deemed the result of a paraphilic mental illness, not conscious criminal intent. He was, in their words, a danger to society but not responsible for his actions. In legal terms, this meant he was not guilty by reason of insanity.
I despise the direction this is going.
Well, buddy, you're really not going to like the way it ends up. On June 23, 1983, a French judge officially dropped the murder charges against Sagawa due to mental incompetency, so he was never tried in court. He remained at Paul Giroud Hospital as an involuntary psychiatric patient, not as a prisoner, but as someone under medical custody. It was at this point that Sagawa's father, who is still a very powerful businessman, lobbied pretty hard for his son to be sent back to Japan. He hired very expensive lawyers, used diplomatic back channels, and even used his own father's media connections to draw pressure from the public. The French eventually complied, and in 1984, Sagawa was extradited back to Japan under the pretense that he'd remain institutionalized and continue receiving psychiatric treatment. However, once he returned to Japan, the French courts refused to release the sealed court documents pertaining to Issei's case, claiming it would break privacy and double jeopardy laws. Without these files, Japanese authorities had no legal grounds to charge Issei Sagawa with any crime. So Sagawa remained at the Matsuzawa Mental Institution for the next 15 months. Doctors at this institution diagnosed him with sexual perversion and narcissistic personality disorder, but also declared him a sane man and no longer a threat to society. And in August of 1986, he was released. He murdered, dismembered, sexually assaulted, and ate a woman, and less than 2 years later, he is a free man.
It's appalling. Both of these countries as a whole should be ashamed.
I 100% place every single bit of the blame on France.
Of course. That is a technicality.
Yeah.
Not that even got this man free.
This is just France. So, from what I read, the French public wanted him out of France. Obviously, the story was huge. Japanese immigrant comes here and has eaten a woman. They want him out. Send him back to wherever he's from. Let his country deal with it. However, once this happened, France just did not play ball. Sent him home and didn't provide anything except for Sagawa.
Just fuck Renee's family. Fuck everyone that loved her. He's out of the country. He gives a shit. He's gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. He's a free man. And it gets much worse.
That's disgusting.
Don't read ahead.
I'm not.
It's about to get much worse.
Okay.
What follows his release is almost even more bizarre. He became one of Japan's biggest celebrities.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm serious. He was featured in a true crime curiosity piece in a Japanese tabloid, which essentially propelled him to stardom. He began writing books, which turned into multiple bestsellers. He gave dozens of interviews and appeared on talk shows where he described in detail what it was like to murder and eat Renee. In 1992, he even starred in a porn film where he was commissioned to pretend to take a bite out of his co-star's butt. He also starred in cooking shows that portrayed him cooking meat to different degrees and consuming it. He later stated, quote, "I understand why people think I'm evil, but I'm just being honest about my nature. It's better than lying." End quote.
All right. Just made a choice right now.
Okay.
I'm going to do an entire episode on the Manhattan Project solely because of this.
I'm on the fence as to whether or not that's racist.
Can't be racist.
Okay.
It's not racist.
Are we sure?
I mean, if he's just, what was it, honest about his nature, it's better than lying. I just want to cover a major historical American government involved event. That's all I want to do.
So a Japanese citizen does a vile thing, and you're supporting the act of the murder of hundreds of thousands of innocent Japanese civilians.
No. So we're just going to cover the Manhattan Project.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, we're just going to cover the Manhattan Project. That's all we're going to talk about. I don't see what the big deal is. I'm just all I'm doing is covering the Manhattan Project.
The big deal is Issei Sagawa has just murdered, dismembered, sexually assaulted a corpse, and then ate her remains and served less than 2 years. He never served a minute in prison.
And then an entire country decided to make him a celebrity.
Not only did Japan make him a celebrity, France sent him to Japan knowing that they were not going to send over the proper documentation to have Japan try him in a court. Because what should have happened, the doctors at I forget what it's called, the Matsuzawa Mental Institution in Japan, in Tokyo, deemed him a sane man. That's when the trial should have started. France should have looked at that and been like, okay, well, we beg to differ. Here is an entire case of him doing all these vile things to a 25-year-old woman. Try him for this. That's what should have happened.
If this happened in America, for all its faults, if this happened in America, this man would die on American soil.
I doubt it.
He would die on American soil.
I doubt it.
They would try to push this insanity shit. It wouldn't fly. It wouldn't happen.
I think with the current state of politics in the world.
Well, yeah, but 1980s.
You're probably right. If that happened, if someone today, we'll use the same reasoning that we have here in the story. If a Japanese person came here, murdered a Canadian citizen on U.S. soil, and then cut her up and ate her raw, and then sexually assaulted what was left of her, yeah, that person would probably not make it back to Japan.
If this person did this in, like, Alabama, they're going to go medieval.
Yeah, it would get nasty pretty quick.
The state of Alabama just suffocated a man to death.
They did.
So they might come up with something new.
I'm actually pretty sure Alabama doesn't have laws.
We wrote there today.
We were both in that state today.
Yeah.
I didn't love it.
No.
I don't love that state at all.
Nope.
There's nothing good about it. There's nothing good. Well, we'll get into that later.
Pretty good at football.
Yeah, they've got a pretty good history of football.
Pretty good at football.
Yeah.
Pretty good at football.
Solid football team.
Speaking of football,
it's coming.
We are less than a month away from college football.
We are counting down the seconds. I wake up every day and I'm like, holy shit, we're 1 day closer.
You mentioned preseason NFL football.
This week,
next week.
Less than 7 days away.
Was it Friday?
It's Thursday.
Thursday
night.
Dude, I could not be more excited.
I don't give a shit if it is the 9th string kicker out there playing. I will be watching.
I don't care.
Football will be on my television.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
I've been watching, like, you ever watch, like, the slim down versions of your favorite college teams games? Mm-hmm. Dude, I have been binging those, like, the Saban years up to now. Just the best games Bama football has had.
I wish I could say I was more excited because, obviously, for those of you that don't know, I'm a Tennessee fan. Logan here is an Alabama fan. Mm-hmm. His history is a little more decorated. Well, his team's history is a little more decorated.
I like to think I'm part of the team.
He does like to, he says we when he talks about
look, hey,
the Crimson Tide. He says, "Oh man, we won the national title." It's like, no.
I've purchased apparel.
Mm-hmm. That makes you a customer.
I've added to the funds.
Again, that makes you a customer.
I've purchased the right to say we.
You haven't. You've purchased the right to say you're a fan and a customer.
I've been a fan since 2007.
I've been a fan of all since 98.
No, he hasn't.
There's a picture of me, like, as a baby.
Okay.
Less than a year old. I have on, like, a full Tennessee onesie.
Or if we're going to go that route, then, okay, I've been a Bama fan since I was 4.
Mm. Okay.
This is going to get heated. Listen,
let's move on.
Whenever college football is here, these episodes, we're gonna be at each other's throats.
There's gonna be no banter. Like,
none.
We're just gonna read.
We're gonna be pissed at one another
because Alabama, like, for the 19th straight year, is gonna blow us off the field. I'm just gonna come in pissed.
He's not going to comment to me at all.
Yeah,
He's not
you're going to leave
word.
like a little bit of a break for me to add in. I'm just going to stare at you. I'm just not going to say anything.
Here, let's wrap up this piece of shit.
Let's wrap up Issei Sagawa. So as the 90s came and went, so did Sagawa's fame. And then I guess it's worth stating, after all of this, he made a lot of money. Didn't make a ton, but, made a bunch of commission from all these TV appearances and tabloid stuff, But his fame slowly started to fade by the late 2000s. And he was essentially forgotten about after that. He was living in a small Tokyo apartment, living off of disability and the occasional royalties check from some of his past doings. In 2013, he suffered a massive stroke, which left him mostly paralyzed and unable to speak. After this, he lived in complete obscurity and poverty, only being sometimes taken care of by his younger brother. I still don't know what that means. I couldn't find... It said his younger brother sometimes took care of him. His younger brother, Jin, I believe. I don't know how you can be mostly paralyzed and unable to speak and sometimes be taken care of.
I like to think that maybe his younger brother just popped in every couple months. Sagawa was just paralyzed in his bed.
But he has to eat and drink.
I just like to think his brother's popping in. He's giving him a bowl full of food, some water, and then just leaving.
A bowl? Is he a dog?
He's
a dog to me.
Yeah.
And not in a good way.
Dog. No,
he's less than
yeah, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Fuck it, nobody should take care of him. Should have just died in that apartment.
He should have been put to death after he ate a human being. Is what should have. He shot her in the neck and then ate her. He should have died after that.
Then a whole country made him a celebrity.
Yeah. Wee.
No, well,
idiots. They are the sole reason this happened. I blame France wholeheartedly.
Sure, like France never turned over any documents. Japan knew what this guy did.
Yeah, same thing happens here. We celebrate murderers. O.J. Simpson.
I don't celebrate O.J. Simpson.
Kyle Rittenhouse.
I do not celebrate.
There are
Kyle
people
Rittenhouse.
that do. I'm not saying we do.
Okay.
Obviously, probably most of Japan didn't celebrate this guy.
Point taken.
My point is, people that have killed are celebrated. Sometimes.
That's true.
I think this is just another one of those cases.
That's true.
There's fans of Dahmer. There's fans of Ed Gein. There's fans of all of them.
No.
Brother, yes.
You think so?
They got all kind of letters. Oh, yeah. They always have fans. There's always people that idolize the serial killers. Always.
I can't even fathom that.
I can't either.
How do you do that?
It doesn't make sense to me how you look at somebody who has taken a life, innocent life, and they enjoyed it, and then you look at that and be like, wow, that's my idol.
Someone's probably listening to this right now and thinking, these motherfuckers are doing a whole podcast about this kind of shit. What are they talking about? They're idolizing these guys. I'm fascinated.
You make a good
by
point.
This stuff.
You make a good point. By definition, we are idolizing because we're talking about him. We're dedicating our lives to him.
Well, we're dedicating a few hours on a Friday night with some beer to them.
We're still dead. They're still doing it.
I get it. I do understand. Let's set the record straight. We don't idolize anybody we've talked about so far. Mm-mm. This is super. It's interesting stuff.
Yeah,
like it's outrageous that this motherfucker got away with this. And if we don't talk about it,
it's going to be forgotten about.
Yeah, it's going to be forgotten about. It's like we need to remember this. We need to remember that we as a species let this shit happen.
Well, there needs to be anger about this.
For sure.
This legitimately really irritates me.
Absolutely.
This should not have happened. Mm-hmm. Imagine this was somebody you knew.
Yeah.
One of your friends got chopped up, shot in the neck, chopped up, and eaten by a man. Mm. And now he's living right down the street from you.
No.
In November of 2022, Issei Sagawa died from complications related to pneumonia at 73 years old. He was never held accountable for what he did to Renee Hartfeld.
Didn't that piss you off?
There was several times during this, especially towards the end of it, where I was just really upset. This is inexcusable. Japan should have pushed harder to have a reason to charge him. France should have turned over the doc. And I get it, I sort of get it in France's terms. of not giving over the sealed court documents, because at that point you can make the argument that you're going to always have to give over the sealed court documents. Mm-hmm. However, you shouldn't have extradited him back to Japan. You shouldn't have sent him home.
France should have looked at this and said, this man committed this crime in our country. He is not going anywhere until he is paid for these crimes.
It would be different if he, stole a car.
Yeah, sure. Go to Japan, stay out of the country, fuck yourself, whatever.
This was worldwide news at the time. This was, breaking news. You turn on the channel, the news channel, you're going to see it. No. Japanese man consumes Scandinavian woman in France.
At no point should this man have left France.
No. And at no point should he have ever became famous and made a career off of eating somebody.
The only way he should have left France would have been his family flying his body back for burial.
I agree.
That's it.
And maybe, because, France has a history of the death penalty, of putting people to death. Mm-hmm. They're very notorious for doing it.
They still have the guillotine in the 80s?
I believe so.
We could have done that. I'm throwing that out there. We could have done that.
Still on the table.
We could have done that.
Because he cut off Renee's head. Yeah. Could have done the same to him.
Could have done that. But no, let's ship him back.
Yeah, let's let him walk free.
Let's make him a celebrity over there.
It's unbelievable.
Just a kooky guy.
I could never see this happening today with the presence of social media. I feel like there would be too much backlash.
No way.
You think it could happen today?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay.
I'm agreeing with you.
I was going to say, I don't think there's a possibility this happens today.
No shot.
I'm surprised it happened back then.
Yeah.
That's shocking to me as well.
I agree. I'm assuming, young, she was German, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Young German.
I said Scandinavian. I'm sorry.
You did, yeah. German woman in France. She appears to be a bright woman. She's fluent in 3 languages, going to college. How was there not more outrage? How did they just let this happen?
She was Dutch.
She was Dutch. Oh, well, okay. That's still not neither Scandinavian nor German.
I think this was a ball drop at almost every single level. I think the only people that did not drop the ball here were the French doctors, who labeled him as not sane. Obviously, he's not a sane man. I think he should have been held under treatment for much, much longer, and then once he was deemed sane, sent to a maximum security penitentiary. So yeah, that just a total ball drop across the board. Kind of embarrassing for both France and Japan, to be honest. More so for France, but
if this was global news, I feel like I know it's one case. Mm-hmm. It's one man, one woman, but I feel like someone internationally should have spoken up and been like, no,
well, there was huge protests and lobbies and everything, but again, France wouldn't release the court documents, and Japan, I mean, you can't blame Japan for not charging him for anything whenever he hadn't done anything on Japanese soil.
I think
you can't. Legally, you cannot. If you commit, okay.
This is so infuriating.
Look at it this way. Let's say you go to Italy and you kill somebody, and then you fly home, and Italy is refusing to tell the U.S. what you did. Is the U.S. going to charge you with anything? Even though they knew what you did. There's nothing, or say you go to a country that does not have an extradition treaty with the U.S. You kill somebody, you come back. Nothing's going to happen to you.
Yeah. From a
U.S.
U.S.
didn't do it
standpoint,
on this soil.
From a U.S. standpoint, if you violate one person's constitutional rights, what's to stop you from violating someone else's, and then someone else's, and then someone else's?
For sure.
Even innocent people.
Yeah.
I get it from that viewpoint specifically.
Mm-hmm. It's an infuriating situation.
Yeah.
It's an infuriating situation. You really, really would have liked for France to come forward and be like, sure, Japan, here is all the court documents detailing what Issei Sagawa did to Renee Hartfeld.
He should have at least had the common decency to rot away in a one-bedroom apartment and just be obscure for the rest of his life.
I think the floor, the absolute minimum, is he rots in jail. He should have been executed. He should have been put to death.
He should be murdered for this. Yes.
And I'm not necessarily one to believe in the death penalty. However, I do believe there are certain cases where like the earth is just better off without you.
I want to say something on that because we kind of touched on this with Fred and Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us, I would say, don't really agree with the death penalty.
I don't love it.
However, this show, we are going to talk about the worst of the worst. Mm-hmm. So more often than not, we're probably going to advocate for the death penalty on who we talk about.
For sure. And,
so
and
it's going to look skewed, but like don't think, we're huge supporters of the death penalty.
Yeah, and I mean, the reason I say that is because there's some people on death row right now who are on death row in just simple murder cases. I understand they murdered somebody. They should spend the rest of their life incarcerated without the possibility of parole. Does that mean they should be put on death row for 20 years and then ultimately just killed? I think we're running around in circles to achieve what we would have achieved anyway had we just left them in prison.
Let me phrase it this way. I have a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
If someone did something to my daughter, I would kill for her.
Right.
I will admit that freely.
100%. I think any normal, air quote, normal human being would.
Yeah.
You hurt their child,
mm-hmm.
You're digging your own grave.
You do something to my child that's going to hurt her,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to kill you. Like
exactly.
That's that. If I get put on death row, whatever. Doesn't matter. But that doesn't mean a person in that position deserves to be on death row, in my opinion.
Right.
Do they deserve to be in prison for the rest of their lives? Sure. But death row, death row should be reserved for the people that actually deserve death row.
And there's also a part of me, too, where I kind of disagree with the death penalty altogether, even for the worst of the worst. And I don't entirely buy into this thought process. But think about what's worse, like you getting put to death or you being in a 6x6 concrete block for the next 60 years. Like, which sounds worse to you? Mm-hmm. 10 times out of 10, you're going to choose death.
But then again, from a U.S. standpoint, you get into the realm of cruel and unusual.
That's true.
So,
well, I mean, like a life in solitary confinement is a thing. I mean, there are people who spend decades in solitary confinement, which is usually less than a 10x10 cell.
Oh, how do you? Solitary confinement? Sounds like an A-OK time to me.
I think you don't.
I don't
quite understand what it's like to be confined to a solitary environment for more
than free man in a room recording a podcast.
Yes, as a man that has never been in one room for more than 6 hours. But anyway, we both. I think I speak for both of us when I say this was horribly handled by each government.
It's a miscarriage of justice.
Absolutely. It is the opposite of justice. It is a woman who was brutally represented versus a man who did unspeakable things and then profited off of it as a result of the actions of two governing bodies. And that, to me, is disgusting. Shame on both countries and shame on Issei Sagawa.
I can come to terms with the fact of him going free on a technicality for two countries not willing to violate his human rights.
And two countries who were, in the 50s, these two countries were not friendly.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about the 80s at this point. It was 82?
Right. Even the 80s. They weren't enemies, of course,
right.
But they weren't just eager to comply with each other.
What I'm saying is I can come to terms with that. Them not want, France, we can't turn over his documents for bullshit, constitutional reasons. Sure, whatever. Japan, okay, well, if we can't have his documents, we can't exactly do anything. Okay. Whatever. It's shitty. I don't like it in the slightest. I can come to terms with that. But the fact that he became a celebrity in Japan...
Not only became a celebrity, became a commissioned, very successful
He
celebrity.
made porn.
made money off of porn. He made porn of eating people, like biting into people.
That is absurd. How do you let that happen? How do you as a person, if you've gotten away with this, if you've done this, you haven't seen a day of jail time, you've gotten away with this, how are you just okay with doing that? And people aren't looking at you and calling you on your bullshit.
Well, people were, and I don't think Sagawa really cared. I think he was looking at it as, I'm getting all this attention, I'm getting all this money, I'm getting all these opportunities to go spread the word of who I am and what I did. And this was the result that we got.
That's disgusting.
Got a couple of pissed off American podcasters about 40 years later.
Yeah. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
He died too peacefully. Fuck him.
He did.
Fuck
Any
this
final
guy.
thoughts?
Yeah, fuck him.
That's the final thought.
That's all I got for this. I don't want to give this guy any more of my energy. This makes me upset.
Fair enough. Yeah, I was very upset writing it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed somehow.
Hope you somehow made it through this with something resembling enjoyment. We certainly didn't enjoy it too much.
No, it wasn't fun. This beer was good. I'm
was
telling
very
you,
good.
hey, if you see this Abita Brewing Andygator wherever you are, grab this. You will enjoy it. You'll have a great night. That's gonna do it for this episode. Feel free to comment any theories, stories. If you have any like UFO, ghost sightings, let us hear about those.
Any stories at all?
Anything
Any
at
recommendations
all.
for
Yeah.
anything? We have recently been recommended by one of our good friends to cover the Pol Pot regime. So be on the lookout for that in the coming weeks.
Yep.
We intend on covering that here soon.
Absolutely.
And find us on any socials. Go ahead. Let them know where we're at.
We're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We're working on a website. It's not 100%, but we're getting there. Find us there. Find us wherever you get your podcast. We really appreciate anybody that has ever listened to us. Always come back. We love you very much. And that's it.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Love you. Bye.